All right, cool.
Let's hear it for Brian.
Hi, everyone. Scott, thank you for inviting me. Full disclosure, I ran an accelerator for a number of years together with some of the other people who are here, and we're an investor in Sublayer. So that might be the only reason that I was invited here today, especially when you hear what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to start with a quick story, and it's on this past Super Bowl Sunday, which was just a few months ago. And I had it on in the background because I don't give a shit about football. And I'm a little interested in Bad Bunny, but not that much. So I had my sorry, it's fine. It's a good show. And so I had my laptop open, and I'd been hearing about this thing called Claude Cowork, and I said, let me give it a try. And I created like a landing page for a product I was thinking of building with a few clickable buttons and a form. And for background, I spent 25 years as a founder with multiple exits, many years, a decade as an investor, years running this accelerator, and I had never written a line of code in my life. I never considered myself a builder. Builders were people that I hired. And of course, in this day and age, all it takes to be a builder is to just start building. Well, once I built this one stupid, shitty thing, I was completely hooked. And I kept pushing myself to see what else I could do. And I started this productivity suite that I'm going to take you on a little walkthrough demo. But I can't tell you, just on a personal level, I was bouncing out of bed on Saturday morning, figuring out what features I could add, or even what I could debug. It was incredible. After all those years of running stuff, I had never felt this way. And I'm still feeling this way, and it's so much so that I spent the last year building this platform for founders to help them run their startups better. It's kind of what I've been doing for a long time. And just over the last few weeks, I decided to completely reboot it and rebrand it, something called the New Builder, to bring people like us together to rethink how value is captured at a time where all the rules are off, and rethinking ways to make money or to commercialize these things where AI is the foundation, not just a tool. So let me show you what I built and kind of the order in which I built it. So the first thing I did was, like a lot of productivity nerds, I've been frustrated by the commercial products that are out there to help you organize your life, whether it's Todoist or Trello, and I like the Kanban version of things. So, by the way, this is totally egotistical. My name is Brian, so everything is B things, B projects, and the whole thing is B suite, which is also like B suite, but it's the suite of tools also. So the first thing I did was B things, and this is my Kanban board. And what's interesting here, I would just ask nobody take pictures of this because it's like actually my personal stuff here. And aside from the professional video, you can do that. Oh, it's going to be on YouTube, shoot. Maybe you could blur it out afterwards or something. Home repossessed warning, pay mortgage. Okay, so what I first started doing was and this is an evolution a lot of people go through, is telling it what the pieces should be. So I started telling it, okay, I need, and this is like the getting things done, I need a today, a tomorrow, a this week, later, wait and delegate to someone. And I thought it was cool. I could go drag from one thing to another. Oh, I learned to do Control-Z to actually undo the stupid thing I did. Do the insurance proof of coverage, all the standard things. Due date, priority level, tags that I don't use, notes that I don't use. Save, all these little things. And but then I started getting cute, and I was like, oh, I got this long list of things in AI builds. If I star one of them, then it should go to the top of the list. Yeah, cool, okay. And then I said, what if I could filter it on the side, life admin things, content, all tasks, and things like that. So these are all basic things you would expect in any fairly well-built Kanban task management system. But I was thinking of it from like, what should it look like and what should the pieces be? And of course, we know that's not really outcome-oriented. That's kind of the old way of thinking. I made one more like that, which is be content. So I create content. I have a lot of LinkedIn. I do YouTube long form, shorts, newsletter, Substack, things like that. So a lot of people have these content calendars with little content cards. To create a new piece of content, you pick your format there. You can view it by publish date, by due date. You can see a month view, an agenda view, a week view, all cool stuff. You can see it in, let's see, in a board format also. And then this is cool. You can see the archive. This is everything I've ever built or written or produced, which is super cool. When I have an idea that I don't know what it's going to be yet, I call it a ghost idea, and I have a ghost there, and then things that are on hold. And then within each one of these, let's see, it's actually pretty robust. This is a podcast I'm doing. Jeremy, you'll know Davida. I interviewed her for tomorrow's podcast. So this is an actual link to the video, due date, and so forth. I did, and this starts to roll in, so I have an assistant in Colombia who helps me with absolutely everything. So I built an internal messaging system so that everything sort of became a team collaboration. And each one of these has custom things. The time codes go in there. There's a footer for everything. And each one of these, of course, has a status, tasks, ready to edit, ready to review, staged, approved, scheduled, published. And that's my gospel for what I have to do. I just show up on a given day, and then when something is due that day, it writes itself into things. So I automatically have everything I need to do that day on the content front. Okay. Then I made a CRM system for myself called Be People. You see a lot of ERA people in there as well. Okay, they've got their categories. So what I did for this is interesting. So I was using Dex, Dex and Clay. They are typically over-featured and underperforming personal CRM systems. And I said, this is more than I need, and I wasn't using it, and I was paying $30 a month for it. So I basically stripped it down. I imported the data for that. I canceled that subscription. It grabbed the LinkedIns on everybody. So let's see. I'm trying to pick someone that nobody here would know. Here, Ada Bernier, nobody knows her. Oh, Chuck knows her. Okay, so it grabs everything. It has groups that I can assign to them. Follow-up cadence, how often do I want to talk to this person? It pings me semi-annually. It's got our LinkedIn there, all pulled in automatically. Call, we had a nice Zoom and discussed AI. There you go, so I took a note on that. Eventually, I'd like to integrate it with the calendar so it automatically knows the touch points. So you can log a touch point specifically as well, touch, note, call, meeting, what happened in it. And this is an interesting one, actually. Oh, and then at the top, 3 ERA founders, conveniently. It picks 3 people at random who it knows that I want to talk to. It surfaces them, puts them at the top, because otherwise, there's a million people you're supposed to catch up with, and you know who they are. It shows them at the top, and it also drops it into my things thing, so I have a to-do every day of these are the 3 people. If you do nothing else, contact these 3 people. Larry happened to have gotten married this past weekend, so I am not going to bother him today. And this is one of the ones that actually, when I built it, it got over-featured. And there was just like mess in it because it was trying to copy Dex, which I had given it as a reference, and I wasn't using it. And really, all I wanted to use it for was a directory, which frankly you can use LinkedIn for, and just as this like contact reminder cycling through people. So I stripped down a ton of things, and I think that's a core thing, is when you first get started coding like this or building like this, you want to see what it can do, and you want to push the boundaries and see everything. And then you realize like it's got so much shit in it that like it stops being useful. So just like pare it back. Like, you know how Michelangelo carved David, right? He took a block of stone and stopped at everything that wasn't David. Carved away everything that wasn't David. Did I get that right? Anyway, it was cute when I read it. Okay, so let's see, what else? Oh, and then, okay, then I got to this, which is projects. And this is a project management system. This is for a course I was building that I'm no longer building. So this looks like an Asana or anything like that, but this was interesting. This is where I started with the outcome that I wanted. And I described what I wanted this to work like in an ideal world, especially since it needed to be collaborative, not as a little add-on, but by its very nature, Nico and I, and sometimes some vendors, were actually trading off and assigning things to people. So let's say design system here. Well, of course, like anything else, you can move it around, you can extend it. Did a lot more pushing away as I wanted to. And then each one has this, and I can assign it to me or to Nico or to both. You can change the status on it, start date, end date, any assets that go with it. If you have a design or something, you need to paste it in there, that's fine. Then each one of these corresponded to a tool that I could choose. And we did an analysis, did an automatic and dynamic analysis of what I should be using for creating ads. It assessed these based on what it knew about the project, gave me a high, medium, low, and then it gave me a budget on the high and the low based on which tools I would build. So this would cost anywhere from $948 to $32.29 a month. And then it gave me Claude built-in savings, which is what if you didn't buy anything and you use me, Claude, to build absolutely everything. Yeah, so again, the reason this worked is that I started with the intended outcome, not by building up from the things I wanted it to do. I said, when it works well, it will have this attribute, let us do this, help us avoid these mistakes. Okay, what else? Oh, this is really secret. Here's my KPIs, BPIs, of the performance of all my YouTubes, of all my LinkedIns, things like that, at a glance, engagement, how many likes per post, and things like that. That's pretty neat. Then my assistant Nico was inspired to do something else so that he didn't miss any of the crazy lunatic ramblings that come out of my head in a day. So he built Nico. And this is his own management system. And what it does is it feeds in every granola and every Slack that I send to him and email, and it incorporates it into his own Kanban system. And then, this is getting super sweet, and then that is all integrated with our Slack, where I don't know how many of you have teams working for you, and especially remote teams. But the number one anxiety you have is I haven't heard from you all day. What the hell are you doing? How do I know you're not slacking off? Where's that thing? What's the status of that thing? And you can't be like a nightmare boss and be asking someone every 30 seconds, but you kind of want to be asking them every 30 seconds, right? So I guess he'd had enough of me doing that. So we built the Slack bot that literally once an hour sends me everything that he's done, that he's doing, where are the blockers, so literally active tasks. LinkedIn clip, Brian is now about to review, waiting on his BAM, I don't know what that is, or explicit go-ahead before export and stage. He blames me for a lot of things in here, that it's not his fault. I want to be on the record that this is Brian's blocker. Wait for Brian's LI. Oh God, I do a lot of blocking on the LinkedIn clips. Oh, and then it switched over to Spanish at one point, and I can't turn it back, so I guess it's my fault. Yeah, there's more. We've got a whole resource vault where this is library of articles we find. This is the vault of sort of canonical documents of SOPs and the way we do things. And these are references. For example, if I like the way a YouTube video is done, I'll drop it in there to say, hey, I like this thumbnail. And that's it. I don't want to go over too much. And I think the point is this is not going to be the most sophisticated demo that you see at an illustrious event like this. And I don't really have any theories around this. All I have is me. One story of one dude who never wrote code and somehow, forget about whether this is impressive or not, it does exactly what I needed to do, no more, no less. And I just keep building things. So, thanks.